All right, bang bang! In honor of my man Eddie, we are live here from Barstool, Chicago HQ. So we're gonna be here all week long, every day, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. ish Central Time on KFC Radio. So same thing we did in Nashville. So you can come hang with us every weekend, or every weeknight rather, weekday. And
What the fuck time is it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all jacked up. So we're
I got up at 5:30 this morning.
John, you know what's really getting annoying?
What?
John working out. Every fucking time I talk to him now. Well, I'm working out right now. We can go in a little bit. I'm like,
I need to get energy. I do it only for energy.
I don't care why you do it. You do it.
I'll become a drug addict. I don't give a shit. I'm just tired of it.
I'm just going to give you cocaine so you don't have to work out anymore, and I stop feeling bad about myself.
Yeah, it's just, whatever. That's fine. I just drank a coffee for the first time.
We're going to bring the Chicago. Come on. You don't have to be shy.
My hands are covered in piss and shit.
What? Jiminy Cricket. What does that mean?
It's because this office is a fucking bathroom key place, which is crazy.
This office does have a bathroom problem. I walked in on Danny taking a shit today.
It's an issue.
You got to give it the knock first.
That's crazy because I'm holding the key.
I'm hiding the key.
I know.
I
know.
So on the wall right there is the bathroom key. I had the key. I figured the bathroom was open. As I was walking to the door, I was texting. So I kind of stopped when I was at the door and finished my text. And I heard him. I think he was saying, like, I'm in here.
Oh, you do that like at home when you like as a kid?
Yeah.
Cough.
I'm walking up the steps
you
loud
stomp your
so
feet.
somebody knows. So I thought I heard something, but I thought maybe it's one of those things where there's a urinal and a couple stalls. I didn't think it was a solo.
Nope.
And I open it, and there he is, just fucking. I see the legs, the fucking
you see
pants around
the upper man thigh. You know you're in trouble, bro.
He's a good-looking kid. He's got he's not a gross piece of shit like the rest of us. So I was like, all right, whatever. But I met Danny. I know Danny, but I met him for the first time technically today. Yeah, yesterday for like 2 minutes.
I've seen his matter.
Yeah, I've seen him taking a shit right away. Yeah. So
that's how the boys get together.
I was gonna say I'm closer to Danny than anybody now. You know, I don't even know if I've seen you. I haven't walked in on you taking a shit, have I?
No, because I'm a human.
Well, I mean, Danny's not a human because of it.
Well, we have. This is the worst thing about doing live shows. I'm just trying to post that we're live already.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm being disrespectful or not paying attention.
How many times have you guys all seen each other taking shits?
Never.
No?
Danny does have IBS, so if you're going to walk in,
That is
you're
true.
more likely to
true.
see him than anybody
He gives
else.
off some Tommy Smokes vibes.
Yeah.
Wait, Tommy Smokes has IBS?
Oh, Tommy Smokes has everything. He's got allergies, IBS. He's got acid reflux. He's got it's insane. Autism. I mean, there's a million. I shout out to whatever doctor or whoever coined irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, because it just kind of gave the people who shit a lot I
have a
cover.
disease.
Yeah. Well, it's like girls with gluten allergies.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you just eat cheese all day. That's why you shit. Not
when it's much better than being like, I shit my brains out. Say like, I have a syndrome. I have IBS. And some people don't even maybe know what IBS stands for. They just go, "Oh wow, yeah, When in reality, it means I poop a lot.
Yeah,
violently.
You get Crohn's in there too.
Crohn's is a good one. Yeah. So yeah, that's a disaster.
It's just the key. You'll never feel dirtier. The 2 times I feel the dirtiest in my life. 1 when I'm talking to Howie Mandel, and 2 when I'm holding a bathroom key.
Oh, wait.
This one's not bad.
Why the Howie Mandel?
Howie has like a very famous.
He's a germaphobe, like
he has
to the max.
Like incredible germophobia.
So he's like the cleanest guy in the world.
He would like to be like a bubble boy.
Yeah.
We
cleaned our studio. We scrubbed down our chairs and everything because like he would probably like not gonna come in.
Is that like a game show host thing? Because isn't it Regis like that too a little bit?
The guy who used to do Family Double Dare guy.
Jeff D. Lowe's just a weirdo.
No one's like it to Howie Mandel.
I love that we just threw Jeff D. Lowe in there with fucking Howie and.
He hosts a successful game show.
No, he does. You're right.
Goes to DJs every fucking Saturday. Like, Howie Mandel. He's children go to DJs.
Jeff D. Lowe is just a weirdo, like autism guy too. He has like very particular things. But the thought of him,
can I tell my Jeff D. Lowe story?
On the train?
Yeah,
it's the best. It's the best. It sums up Jeff D. Lowe in a heartbeat. But the thought of him being like, I'm a game show host like those guys. I'm gonna be weird about my germs. But this, if you don't know Jeff D. Lowe and like who he is behind the scenes, kind of, this sums him up to a T.
We were going to it was at Mulcahy's or
Long Island. Mulcahy's on Long Island.
Mulcahy's on Long Island. We were going out for Pup Punk.
Okay.
And this is years ago. This is probably 2019. And we were in one of those. We're on the LIRR, and we're one of those like like 3 seats kind of facing at each other train thing.
Yep.
And I was sitting in a separate twosome, but there was probably a group of 8, 10 of us going out there, so we're filling up all these seats. And then
and let me interrupt real quick. If you ride the Long Island Railroad or Metro North, there's a method to the madness of like you don't sit right on each other, you don't sit facing each other. You leave this chair, you leave this seat. You know, there is like if this one's open, that's the first draft pick, and then that one and that one. Yep. But when you have a crew of like 8 people and you're all together, you do usually just kind of like all sit there. But so they were kind of like, where do I sit? Who do I sit with? All that shit.
And so Jeff had 2 strangers sitting next to him. But they get off 2 or 3 stops before our stop. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to pop in there because there's 2 open seats now next to Jeff.
Makes sense.
And he's sitting, and so like now I'm standing next to him in the aisle, like, all right, like move in, dude. And he's got his backpack in his lap. He's holding it like this, like almost like a little kid. He's holding it like this, and he's just kind of looking up at me, and he just goes, "You had to know I was going to be weird about this." And then I had to step.
Because if you know him, I mean, he's got.
Be like, all right, I'll sit by the window, I guess.
He wouldn't even slide over.
No, he wouldn't slide. It wasn't that he didn't want me to sit next to him. It was just he was sitting there.
Like he wanted to be on the aisle or whatever. You don't know. I don't know what goes up in that fucking brain of his. But if you see him at work, he's got all of the figurines in a row, and his hair is meticulous, and he has these rules about what he wears and how he does this. Like he ain't.
And I really didn't know him well at all at that point.
Yeah,
this is 2019.
Right.
I barely.
So you're like, no, I didn't know, but now I do.
Well,
he
has that other story about where he jams napkins in around his like movie theater seat. Yeah.
What is so shit doesn't fall or
like
something?
He crushes it in there, which I respect someone who does the movie theater a certain way because every time I leave the movie theater, it looks like I shit my pants. Because
why does he do this?
I think it's so things don't spill.
Because
I don't
like
I don't
every
really
time
know.
I've sat.
I thought it was
my
like a
phone falls out and
cleanliness
goes
thing.
in the crack. But is it a cleanliness thing?
I thought it was a I could be wrong. I heard the story. I'm like, that's insane.
I'm going
to try to
want
forget.
to accidentally have his hand go in there.
I think that's what it.
Makes sense
Yeah.
As I shove mine in this one.
Weirdos, man.
Yeah, those are relatively new chairs. So
yeah. They're not movie theater, but like. If you do something, I should put him down here. Like I should make a wall right here because I'll drop Bunch of Crunch.
Yeah,
and then they'll just
shit
melt
yourself.
during the
That's
movie.
gross.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
And you're just like, fuck.
By the way, I don't know if this is just the last couple theaters I've gone to or if it's a nationwide thing. I think we're suffering a Bunch of Crunch shortage. I think the supply chain of Bunch of Crunch is an issue right now.
You might not be wrong on that.
I have not been able to have Bunch of
Junior
Crunch.
Mints.
I've gone to 3 different movie theaters in the last 3 months, let's call it, and none of them have Bunch of Crunch. And they have the one on display, and I'm always like, can I just have that one? Maybe that's old, but also
that one's been there since 2012.
Yeah,
so.
as long as it's not
That's
too
like
old,
the
give me that.
What's it the hot dog at the what's the name of the theater that Kramer buys?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The theater. What is the name of
It's
that?
been here for 3 owners. I didn't ask questions, dude. I said, can I have that? I want to know the Bunch of Crunch's origin story. I wanted to fucking consume it.
Speaking of Seinfeld, we just did a TV-related dog walk that will be out next week, and I think I mopped the floor with you guys.
I think it's between you and Ed. I think you guys.
I was gonna say those are the only 2 lists I've heard. They're both very similar.
Yeah.
It's going to be about.
Give him mine, but can't.
By the way,
No
your
spoilers.
Photoshop beard is in full effect right now.
No,
Bro,
It's back to the eyes.
We went to get ramen.
It's
today
not
for
back
lunch.
to my eyes. And if people don't start ripping on Jersey Jerry for his eyeball beard, the same way they do with mine,
I'll do
then
that too. I didn't know Jerry had one. I'll make fun of him too.
it's
Both look ridiculous.
1,000 times worse than mine.
It is.
Do you have proof?
yours-
Can you show me some proof? Because yours.
Look
is,
it up.
The thing is, we went to get ramen. The 3 of us got ramen for lunch today, and I was sitting next to you, and there were a few moments where I was distracted.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, Dave
That's
cleaned
normal?
himself up today.
No, but he's when we're sitting close. When we're sitting close, I can see.
Oh, with
like
how far the line goes.
Yeah,
No, it looks fantastic. For me. Really.
by Jeopardy tonight, it's grown in up here.
I will say though, I would trade beards with Dave.
for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love.
I got a good thick,
Yeah, I mean,
full
it
beard.
grows so much.
Yeah, you
Right,
have a great
yeah.
beard. It's
Like-
it's Edelman-esque. Edelman's got an eyeball
Yeah,
beard.
he's up there as well.
Yeah, Edelman's great.
His beard is thicker above his orbital bone than mine is my cheeks.
Yeah.
So
By the way, that ramen trip was a disaster for me.
going it's 97 degrees.
Well, I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
He's like, I never had it before. I'm like,
I've never been more overmatched by a meal in my entire life. I was out
Yeah.
of
Oh,
my depth.
you had 3 pieces of noodles.
I ate the two dumplings that came in it, the like slices of pork and a couple bites of noodles, and I tapped out.
Yeah,
Because I was like, I'm going to be a mess eating this. I don't know what I thought it was. I did not realize that ramen is like a soup. I don't know why.
I
thought
told you that before we left.
I don't think I listened when you talk.
Well, you
It
should have.
happens often. I don't think I realized how messy it was. I also you know, these traditional places, shout out to them, but you got to give me a fork, bro. Unless we're picking up sushi rolls or dumplings, I can do the chopsticks. The noodles with the chopsticks is crazy to me.
That was
rice
I
with
got
the
the hang of it.
Even the sticky rice is like, what? We're eating the tiniest little thing with the sticks. So I
tapped out on the noodles. I'm like, I can't.
When they brought
you both left a pretty full bowl. I cleaned my plate. I'm a CPC boy.
I almost wanted to say, like, can you like give this to the next person for free, because I feel like when I knew I was in trouble, they came and they put down a tin with chopsticks and these ladles, like personal ladles, and I was like, oh boy.
So I was dating this Asian girl, maybe like, this is probably 4 or 5 years ago, and we sat down at a ramen place, and the ramen comes, and I'm like struggling, and then she gets her bowl like 2 seconds later and just, oh, can I have a fork? And like ever since then, I'm like, oh, and I'm like,
I know,
like
an Asian girl can ask.
Yeah, it was the most liberating thing ever. So now it's just like, well, I knew this one. Asian
we weren't even.
She did with the fork.
Was a black chick. I think the guys behind the cooking it were Hispanic. I don't even think it was fucking.
This is a chain.
Yeah,
chain. I guess
see, I don't even know.
It's at least a Chicago chain. I've never heard of it.
Okay. There's a few.
So I should have just fucking asked for it. I usually don't care about shit like that. I didn't. But also, I'm trying to fucking figure it out, and I keep.
Dave was just using the ladle.
Once he grabbed the ladle, I grabbed the ladle.
Yeah, but I didn't even.
He revolutionized.
Honestly, I tapped out. I grabbed the ladle and I was like, "This isn't even working for me. I'm done." But I did get a hunk of noodles at one point, and a big clump of it fell into the soup and splashed on me. Yeah. And then fights later was like, "Yeah, a big problem with the ramen is the splashies." And I was like, "I wish I knew this going into it.
If you look
I didn't know I was gonna have a fight with a bowl of soup."
You look at the top of my laptops; they're covered in ramen.
But is that just because you suck?
There are ramen stains all over my laptop.
I hope Howie's watching this.
I got some socks with ramen all over it. You can crack them.
It is. That was a fun link, but it is genuinely ramen because I eat like there's always a laptop near me on my table
for sure.
My living room,
and it just splashes everywhere. It was
How
good.
Often do you have ramen?
Very.
He said every Sunday he gets.
At least once, probably 2 to 3 times a week.
See, I never had it. That's why we did this, because I was at Burt Kreischer had an episode talking about eating ramen, and they were sucking ramen's dick.
Unbelievable.
They were like ramen. They were coming all over themselves talking about ramen. In my experience, ramen is cup of noodles. Like, I've never had anything other than instant ramen.
I was the same way.
So I also didn't expect like long noodles, like little things. Yeah. So I was just Samsonite was way off.
Yeah. One of my favorite tweets that I always think of, because probably how often I eat ramen, is from comedian Ronnie Chang, where he says something to the effect of Asians' greatest accomplishment is convincing white people that ramen costs $18 a bowl. Or whatever.
Yeah, right. It's cheap, right? Yeah. I did think about that. I was like, they cracked an egg, they threw some dumplings in, they charged me like $30.
Yeah.
So that
it's like 40 cents of ingredients.
Right. Yeah, right. I do want to have some. I've never done Chicago, so I came here for the kickball tournament all those years ago.
That was 2012, 13.
How'd that go for
the
you,
latest?
That was, oh boy.
I always meant to bring this up. You gave me shit for being late because my flight was delayed when I got sent back home. And you're like, I've never been late for anything, and I didn't know you well enough.
Wait, I gave you shit for what?
When I got sent back,
I was gonna say, I think if he said that was a joke.
I didn't know him well, and he's like, you should have just been on time or something. I was like, dude, my fucking flight got delayed.
That sounds like something.
And I had the fucking video of you pulled up snoozing through the Jay Cutler kickball tournament.
Yeah.
Greg.
I went to bed. I was supposed to be there at 7 a.m. Yeah, I went to bed. I have not had a successful. So this is actually something we were kind of talking about yesterday, where I said on Dog Walk, I don't know when that episode comes out, but that I don't dislike Chicago. That's not the argument I'm trying to make, but I don't get the hype of it, and I'd like to learn it. I'm here for a goddamn fucking week.
You guys are Chicago dick riders.
I'd like to. It gets talked about like a person who never left their hometown, where it's like, why would you need anything else other than this city?
Yeah.
Like, have you been to other cities? They got some good stuff too. But it's
great. It's great from, I'd say, St. Patrick's Day through like Thanksgiving. It's an awesome summer city.
And then
everything
is brutal.
So so yesterday was my first experience in the summer. Now, what I was saying earlier is that I haven't really had a successful trip here. I think I've only been here twice. One was then when I was supposed to be at a kickball tournament at 7 a.m. I went to bed at 6 a.m., woke up at 2 p.m.
To be fair, you missed that for a once-in-a-lifetime night.
Yeah.
I mean, you were partying with the Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks.
Right. Yeah,
like,
that was
you were out with the boys, like the stars of the team.
the very last thing I remember.
With the cup, right?
The very last thing I remember is
Still
being
6
in an
a.m.
alley, real Chicago.
Yeah.
Being in an alley with Patrick Sharp, eating a bowl of Fruit Loops. I don't know where I got that.
Out of the cup?
No.
Oh.
It was like out of like you get like plastic bowls.
Yeah, solo bowls. Yeah.
And then I was just eating one of those, and I blacked out, and I don't know what happened from there.
That like that's if you're gonna miss work and almost get fired, like that's probably
the way to do it.
one
Yeah.
to do it. You know.
But and I was so young that I didn't even understand. I was like, who gives a fuck? And
Yeah,
I was like, how am I in fucking trouble about? Like, I think it was probably 22, 23. I was like,
Oh, really?
I was like, I think so. It was 2013, right?
Yeah.
When they won
Born
the
in
cup, I think it was
88.
earlier. No.
They did. No, that year was 13 for sure. They won at
23?
10, 13, and 15.
I think I was 23.
Yeah.
So I was like, who fucking cares? What are you talking about? It's a kickball tournament. And I remember Dan being like, it's a work kickball tournament. I was like, it's a kickball tournament. Who actually give a fuck? I couldn't believe that I was actually in trouble. And
That sentence right there too is like Barstool to a T. It's a work kickball.
Well, that's part of the weird part of this job, and what sucks about if you have a relationship or you're at a family event or whatever, it's like, sorry, I got to get up from the Thanksgiving dinner table because I got to blog this video about like some guy shitting his pants because it's going viral. And I know that's all silly and it doesn't matter, but
it
it's
matters.
super matter.
If you're not
super
first, you're
important
last
to us,
on the
so.
internet.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So like people don't get that, and I mean you know, and you're also that's another thing. Like we will never, not never, but we will probably have very few people who come from the real world anymore.
I agree with that.
We'll have a
Very
lot
strong.
more rookies who like their first job.
Yeah.
It's really rare. Like Frank the Tank is one. Who are some of the recent hires?
We'll
But
have some
he's
of those.
Yeah,
like,
but
I
he's
think,
also in a category by himself.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
for sure.
Gary is too.
He is
But he
kind of-
does a ton of shit.
Yeah,
no
for
doubt.
sure.
But I
Yeah.
think people who like who will like come to Barstool and we like give them a show and they're will be more like the Briannas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people like that where it's like
You're saying there's not going to be a lot of accountants coming in, walking through the door anymore,
That's just
Kevin?
not going to happen
Yeah.
anymore. So a lot of people will think that, like it's just like you don't know the rules,
Yeah.
But also for the flip side, they'll also be taking it much more seriously because we're like a media conglomerate now. You were the perfect blend of like you're 22, you're still dumb, and Barstool's not really a thing yet,
Right.
But you had to start taking it seriously.
Right. It was.
I mean, you were planning on like quitting, right? You were just gonna go home.
I was.
I had to talk him out of quitting.
I was like, I just asked Kevin. I was like, yeah, I'm sitting home.
I remember you were sitting on like I want to say like a little hill of
But
grass.
that was after. I was.
Yeah.
I was texting you from the hotel bed, being like, yo, I'm packing up. I'm out.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I just don't want Dave to yell at me. I'll find a new job.
Yeah, I'll just
I'm
be
done.
done.
I'm out of here.
And here we are on the 10th anniversary of KFC Radio. You stuck around.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, yeah. 10 years of nonsense. If you had just left, I don't know what we would have done.
But then the next time I came to Chicago after that was in 2019, 18 maybe. It was Brady's last game. So I was coming for a weekend, and I was walking into the airport at JFK, and Dave texted me, and he's like, "Hey, we're doing an electric chair tomorrow. Be there for it." And I was like, God, and I don't talk to Dave, so he didn't know I was going to Chicago. Not that it would have mattered. And so I was like, fuck. And I was with my girlfriend at the time. She's like, let's just go for a night. So we came for a night, and it was nice, but we didn't get to experience much
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I've had very shortened trips, one on my own fault, one of work's fault. So I've never really done it. And then yesterday was my first time here, and it was fun. But I learned a lot.
I mean,
about
it was
the
a
city.
Monday night.
Yeah, no. I wasn't looking
And
for
that's
anything crazy.
a big difference about Chicago. Like, you go to, like, Miami and L.A. and, like, certain party cities, New Orleans.
Yeah.
You could probably catch a party scene any night of the week.
But I wasn't
New
looking
York
for. I
and
wasn't
Chicago.
looking for a party last.
Yeah,
Last night I got exactly what I wanted. I went to Declan.
Yeah, you sat on a patio all night, right?
Had like I don't know 3 Michelob
What do you guys
Ultras.
claim, patios, too?
And-
Patios?
No, I was just saying, like, that's a perfect Monday night. It's just chilling on a patio.
But
Well, it
like
was
I'd like to be
storming
able to-
last night.
in a great city, in this unbelievable perfect city. I'd like to be able to walk home afterwards.
Okay, you said Dante said this.
He might still.
Wait, let's
He
ask
left.
Chief.
He left.
Give him the neighborhoods and see what he says.
I saw Declan's and Michigan Avenue. That's
Yeah.
It would have been from Declan's to Michigan Avenue.
Yeah. So I mean, you can do it, but like,
Okay, that's the answer.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
If it's a
Dante-
hesitation of like, well,
yeah.
Then-
I mean, it's 2 years ago you asked me that question. Yeah, fucking walk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's gotten a little shady.
Dante also brought up the fair point. The way I walk. is
You're asking
You're
for
dandy.
it.
You're a dandy.
Is
You're a dandy.
I am in a bad neighborhood and I'm asking for it.
You're not in a bad neighborhood. It's actually like where you were walking to is like the
You should have seen what I was
ritziest.
wearing. It was.
Yeah.
But that's where people
Dressed
get
like an
fucking
asshole.
Yeah.
You bounce
mugged.
on your toes.
Yeah.
You're like a golden retriever, just like off a leash. Just like,
I would be the first. That would be the first ever fare he was asking for it.
for victim shaming, and he deserved
I'd be
it.
like, yeah, no, you're right. I was.
Well, so I'm not even looking. I don't want to party anymore. Even I was picking up food last night, and because the monsoon unfolded, the bar that I was picking up food at got like jam packed, and I was just like, I just can't. I don't want to do this ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like so loud,
Yeah.
and that's not Chicago. That's just like.
What was the
I'm
first
old
thing
now.
I said to you guys when? Well, I said it to you when I walked in yesterday.
You said, don't make me drink.
I said,
Until
don't
Wednesday?
even think about asking me to go out
Until
because
Wednesday.
then I am like, no, what? Maybe I can go out Wednesday.
Bro, I'm
This
so
is
happy
the
you
game
said that.
Dave plays with himself every week.
I
Yeah.
did not hear you say that because I was like, they're gonna fucking make me drink when I get there.
on the same page.
No,
Let's go.
No, I said. I said.
I don't even want to be on the show right now. I'd rather be home on the couch with my dog.
well, all right. Before you leave, and Eddie, if you want to jump on real
I'm
quick here
joking.
too, because I feel like you guys will get a kick out of this. So I was gonna say, you know, I want to do some traditional Chicago food is the main thing, and I'm just thinking about all the different things about Chicago that I know, and I think one thing, even not being here, I just know that there's O'Hare and Midway.
Yep.
I just know that there are 2 airports. The way that there's 3 in New York, and in
Yeah.
major cities there's multiple airports. So the KFC radio gang had some trouble getting out of New York. End up getting delayed for like 12 hours, shifted from JFK to LaGuardia, couldn't get out, then had to fly out the next day. And in the process, we sent some equipment. We shipped it kind of. We shipped it. They were flying into O'Hare, and Jackie shipped it to Midway.
Okay.
Okay, that sucks, right? We wrap up yesterday, and it was like 5 o'clock, and she's like, "All right, I have to go get the stuff at O'Hare at Midway."
Okay.
Hops in a Uber, and does it again.
Oh,
goes
my
back
God.
to the wrong airport again. So she
Wait.
So you landed at the correct airport.
no, yeah, come on,
here,
come
come
on,
here.
yeah. There's another mic, right?
You can have it.
Okay, so basically, I fell asleep on the way, and from what I remember, I called it to Midway Airport, and so I go, and I wake
But
up.
I mean, obviously you didn't.
And I'm going, wait, well, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
So then, I go and I see that my bag isn't there. So I go, okay. Talk to the person, and I say, what's going? Where are my bags? Basically, and she says, can I see your ticket? And she says, well, you ordered it to Midway. I go, yep, I ordered it to Midway. She goes, okay, yeah, you ordered it to Midway. I thought she was like confirming. I was like,
Right.
yep, I ordered it to Midway.
Got it, you dumb bitch. Yeah.
Say it again. Say it a third time. What do you want?
We are confirmed. I ordered it to Midway. And then she looks at me and she goes, ma'am, you're in O'Hare Airport. And I like look around, and sure enough, I'm fucking in O'Hare Airport. And so then I was
And this is after, I mean, not just to single out Jackie, but the whole team. You guys all looked like a bag of shit. Everybody was tired. Nobody had slept. 5 o'clock. I don't know what traffic and rush hours like around here, but none of it can be fun. And I was like, oh my God, she is probably just. And then the kicker, the monsoon started, so she got sheltered in place. She wasn't allowed to leave the fucking airport.
so then
So how do you like Chicago?
I was like, get me the fuck out of the Midwest.
Welcome.
Then I was like, I just stared at her for like a good minute. Like she was like uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, cool. And she like realized I did, and so I was like, wanting to break down because I was so tired. But I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just call a quick Uber to whatever airport.
Back to O'Hare. I'll go back to O'Hare.
So then I was like, okay. And then I look, and the Uber is wildly expensive. So I was like, that's weird. Maybe it's like rush hour or whatever. And then I realized it's because I'm in the middle of a fucking tornado. And so I go outside, and there's a tornado warnings, and like
Everybody's
everything-
Sirens going off.
We were in the hotel lobby checking in. There was a huge line to check in. Everybody at once, it was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like every single siren starts going off as I'm trying to call this Uber. And so then I break down and I just sit on the floor and I cry for a minute and I go, okay.
So
we're
yeah,
gonna
that was
figure this out.
I texted her because I was like, she's gonna be a wreck. So I just said, I said, if you need to cry, just cry, just like get it out. And she said, nope, I'm totally fine. I'm at the point where like it's comical and now I can see the humor in it. It was like, okay, time to laugh about this. Like we can make. And, I said,
cried.
I just sat on the floor. One guy was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "Yep." And then I got up, dusted myself off, and called Nick.
how about this? I said, well, I said, first of all, oh, there's definitely humor in it. Don't worry about that. But I was like, how did it happen? And she says, I just like got O'Hare and Midway mixed up again. It's like, yeah, I would say so.
What do you mean? How did it happen?
Instantly called the Uber to O'Hare. Instantly fell asleep in the Uber. So I didn't even catch it, and then I get to the airport thinking I'm
mixed up a lot. I don't like. I don't know that when I say that. That when I say that sounds. Sorry, again, that was not a great. Like that was kind of dumb. But like,
What does M have to? Yeah, or H.
well, because you could
Or
see.
D. Oh, okay, all right.
O'Hare.
Yeah.
See, just like the H's in the.
What are you talking about?
This is such a Jackie
to
thing.
tell she has dyslexia. Get H's and M's mixed up.
I've always kind of considered, but they just in my head, like they're just, you know how like I have like the whatever the numbers thing, H's in my head like rank the same in my
All
head.
her numbers have personality.
So
7's a slut.
Yeah.
3 is a.
seven's on
Is this like a fucked up mnemonic device?
Yeah, no, it's what's it called? Synesthesia or something like that.
What?
There's a term for it when you kind of like
Just like being
personify your thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's one of those
Yep,
where it's like
that's it.
like my.
But that's
mom-
usually like animals, like Disney movies.
No, but this is not quite that. It's like my mom and my sister have it when they think of the months of the year. Like when you think of when you think of the months, you just think of like a calendar. How do you view it? Do you have like a
Probably,
weight?
yeah.
Like my mom and my sister separately both think of it as a swirl in their head. Like it goes January, February, March, April, May, June, July, like a spiral. So they call it their month swirl. And they both said it separately. Like weird shit like that. That actually, some people say they think like they can taste orange or weird things where like your senses kind of get flipped up. But Jackie said that all of the numbers are. Give us
And 7's
a
a
rundown.
slut.
What? No,
It's
7's not a slut.
I just said
7's
that
in
one.
an abusive relationship with 9. And 9 is abusive.
That's 8, the kid that they're like.
No, so
keeping the
7 and
marriage
8 are best friends, and like 8's kind of like helping 7 through the emotional
Get out of the relationship,
baggage
yeah.
or whatever. 5 and 6 are best friends. 7 babysits 4 and
There's just nobody else on the planet like
4
her.
and 3. I don't know. I came up with the. You can see it now. Everyone looks at me.
Is this
like
like
I'm
a-
crazy person? But you know, you feel me.
So
right?
Yeah, write a short story. This has got to be a short
in
story.
your head, you're sitting there like, M is a real motherfucker, but O is nice. So I'm gonna go back to O.
No, it's just like in the same. Like they just rank on the same. I can't.
They're right next to each other
They're right-
in the alphabet. There's just an N in between them.
Keyboard. Are they next to each other on the keyboard?
They're close.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't
Anyways,
think we
point
should
is-
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, O'Hare and Midway. Are they close together?
No.
No. So that's actually the other
Opposites.
That's a
because I was
Especially
thinking
amongst
like
you.
if you mixed up like Newark and JFK or something like that, it's like you are.
Yeah, you're
they're-
fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One's on
JFK is the
the-
worst
Yeah.
airport in the world.
I don't know, because I didn't end up going to Midway. I went today. But it would have been like a whole 3-hour deal because it was an hour there and that was going to be like 45 minutes there. But then they had to hold me in a shelter in place for like 20 minutes.
At that point, I'd be like, just let the fucking monsoon take me away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the Ryan Whitney story, but totally self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Like the worst part was like I had nobody to blame but myself. I was like, it wasn't even like I had like fucked up. Like it was like a bad fuck up that was just like dumb. I was just saying
Yeah, I think that's another thing.
I just
think you
feel
said like there was just nobody to blame but myself. I'm like, again, yeah. There wouldn't be nobody else in this one to.
Shit happens though.
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
well.
You work for the perfect company.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And within the company too, it's the perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. She said only good thing. I said like the good news is at Barstool when something goes wrong, you have content.
Yeah.
Right. And she goes, yeah. It's the only good thing about me being a complete idiot. Jackie has self-awareness on a level that is very necessary for KFC Radio.
That clip where she's like, I don't live and learn. I just live.
Ah,
It's like,
buy the shirt.
oh,
Buy the
my
merch
God.
now. Yes, that's exactly it. Like, literally, like, I didn't even learn within 1 hour. I just like made this one day.
Yeah,
one day,
yeah.
I made
Like I
this-
said, that's the epitome of it.
Like,
So-
yeah, you want to talk about, like, she lives her slogan. She lives her life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
know, I
also
love it.
shouldn't make you feel better that the guy who said shit happens loses his card at a bar every single weekend.
Yeah.
Right, buy
it's
the
just-
shirt then.
like you guys are kind of.
That's not true.
You guys gotta be soulmates.
Oh no!
Soulmates.
Do not,
I
do
left
not
one in
put me on the same one.
Put and base, swallowed a card, but before that it had been like a long time.
How many a
You
year?
used to be the king of that. You would lose a
Well, I
phone,
was
like,
also
once every quarter.
phones and cards, but cards.
I haven't done that in forever. I used to do that like 3 times a year.
Cards. I was running a bit of a scam because cards.
Oh, yeah, that's a
I was impoverished, and I would go. Remember when the gift cards came out? Like the first time, like the Amex gift cards came out. Mm-hmm. So what I would do?
No, that's not really a thing because
What?
that if you're a scammer, you know when that happened. But I can't pinpoint when Amex gift cards came out. You can because you were like, it was the summer of '09 when I was broke and I began running a hustle.
Yeah. Or so what I would do is I'd get the Amex gift cards. Like I wouldn't go out intentionally and buy them, but you get them for Christmas, you get them for holidays and whatever. And like bartenders at that point, first of all, they looked more like regular credit cards at that point.
Yeah.
And then bartenders didn't really notice them, so I'd open a tab, and then I'd buy a bunch of drinks that would cost way more than I had on that gift card,
Hard, yeah.
and then I'd just leave.
So you were
Stealing.
You're
Yeah.
stealing. That was
What do you
that
think?
was
What do you
a
think a
scam.
scam is?
Yeah.
I got
Where do
a
you think
better
that was
one.
going? You think it ended with me
was gonna be
donating money to
honest,
charity?
What's the statute of limitations?
But also, like if that,
Oh, I was like a
credit card fraud.
and I've made it. I've been spent a lifetime since making it up to the service industry in tips.
That's
I
true.
run about 30% tips on everybody.
But
Now, so I
here's
feel
the
bad.
thing: unless you like own the joint, if I'm a bartender, I'm like tip my cap. You know what I mean? Plus,
Yeah.
not to mention the markups there. You probably break even.
Yeah.
On you for that night.
Right.
I mean, beer and liquor and these drinks they're making are like 25 cents and they charge you $25.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have 6 beers or whatever and fucking leave.
Run away. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and you'd get caught with $50 instead of the 100 it costs for 6 beers at a bar in Boston.
God, don't you miss a little bit of that grime, a little bit of that like I'm broke and I'm just like
Yeah, that's why you come to Chicago, a place you can't walk home from.
That pisses me off when I said that. Back when I was in college, I used to go up to Madison all the time because it's only like a 2-hour drive from here, and like all my best friends from high school went to Wisconsin, and we were out at the and it's a college bar, so you have $30 on you for a weekend, you're set, you know. And there was this dude in my buddy's frat. He was from Ireland, thickest accent. I couldn't even understand the kid. And we walk in, and it was some pledge night. I didn't do frats, so I don't know how it all works. But he would just buy the bar. And after a while, we're like, where are you getting all this money from? He's like, don't worry about it. So the first few times he would go to the police and say his credit card got stolen, file a police report. Then
The issue with
credit
that is
card
they check the
company
fucking cameras in bars. You gotta make sure they don't have a camera.
reissue all the money because it was theft or whatever. And he did that at the school police, which was an actual police department, the city police. Then he went up to the county police, and that's when they caught him. Had to pay all the restitution. They shipped his ass back to Ireland. Booted him
Got
out of school.
deported for
Got
it.
deported
it's
for it,
not
yeah.
worth it.
Deported for a night out of the bar?
But actually,
He was dropping like $2,000 a
He
night
is,
doing
though.
it, so he
You know
blew
what?
a little
Sell your
too.
blood like a normal.
I sold plasma.
Yeah,
$80 a
same.
week.
Yep.
Did that?
Really?
Oh yeah.
$80 a week.
Yep. Yep.
You did that? You do that?
Sit in a little arm and pump your
I've
fist.
never sold any of my bodily
Eddie,
fluids.
You can like the shotgun lights.
Oh, those are working. All right.
Yeah.
I never got to that level, but I have no problem with it. I just never.
Yeah. I'd sell.
Oh,
plasma
you
before I
see
sold
some
cum.
creatures in those places.
Which is crazy to think. It's like I don't want those. Especially the sperm donation is a weird one, right?
The sperm donation that would
You get a couple $100 a pop for that, I heard.
is it that would
It
weigh on me.
depends
though.
on who you
like
want.
right now if I was just
Yeah,
like
you got a bunch of.
I guess at some level there's
I feel like I would
the
be
chance I have
proud.
children.
You seen that?
But-
Yeah, you think you'd like to be like I sired these like 8
No,
Yeah,
it's
like a
almost
horse.
like it's almost like
You're
she
desirable.
went through a whole booklet.
Yeah.
and she chose
Picked you.
me.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Wait, is that how it works?
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
that's like
like-
super advanced now.
Yeah.
Like how
Yeah,
they
you can
choose.
pick like.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Chris Stefano talking about it recently because he said that when he did it, you know how he loves. He's a doctor. You know, he got that physical therapy. So he's a white dude, doctor, and I think he has light eyes. And and the women or the people who work there were like, your sperm will be slurped up by the end of the day. Like that shit is gone. Like you are.
Do you get a notification when
I don't
yours
think
gets chosen?
I wouldn't want that notification.
I
wouldn't
What if you're
want-
walking down the
choose.
street and like I'm oh look, there's another eyeball beard. Like that would freak me out.
Funny,
And I'd be
yeah.
like, ah.
He's walking by this. He's walking by the
Edelman
speed
over
pitch
Bears game.
machine. It's like that kid just threw 91. He must be mine.
This kid's got hair grown in his forehead, and he's got an arm.
He's 5'6" and he throws hard. That's my boy.
I feel like you could probably choose, maybe, or maybe I bet you maybe some places have like.
Yeah, can you choose who you knock up?
No. I mean, like choose that they tell you or not. I think they choose you. You don't, not the other way around.
Yeah,
I would want to choose
That
that.
hot girl over there.
Two-factor authentication. You have to be like, you have to agree. Like, what's she look like? Nah, I wouldn't come in
Not
her.
worthy of my call. It's like, why don't you guys just do this for real? What do you think is like the? Are there like Chicago hustles and schemes? Like, are there anything like?
That's
like
him
I
that.
know in New York, and this might not be a New York thing, but I know there was a rampant run of like homeless dudes would. Usually like college kids like at Fordham or in the city or whatever would intentionally bump into you and drop their bottle of whiskey and like break it and be like, you owe me $50 for this.
I would
And
say
it was
get
like
fucked.
they bumped into you and they're just banking on the fact that you're going to be like a scared fucking you know college kid and you're like a weird.
That's crazy. I feel like a
That's
homeless guy's
crazy.
not worth the waste of whiskey.
Wait, what?
It's not worth the waste of whiskey,
The risk of
right? Like, because
Wait, what?
if they're dropping a full bottle of whiskey. Like,
Oh,
why-
well, I think
that's all you're gonna take money to go buy. Why are you fucking burning?
I'm sure they like when they have a little bit left, they fill it up with water or whatever. Yeah, they're not going to risk that. You're right. I had a guy do it to me once with glasses, though, relatively recently. Like I was old enough that I knew all the scams and had seen it all before, but he was like, "You just broke my eyeglasses, and like now I can't see," and gave me this like sob story, and I was kind of like, this is all a fucking lie, but like I don't know, I just had like a little angel on my shoulder being like, we'll just help
You
him out
pussy.
anyway. Yeah, I was a pussy on that one. But usually, I mean, that's something I feel like when you come to New York at least, like you have to just learn to blow past homeless people because they're all scheming and hustlers and scamming and you look at their shoes too. Homeless people, real homeless people have busted shoes.
Yeah.
If you got somewhat regular shoes on, you ain't that homeless.
I feel like we run into that as much here. Do you?
Well, like homeless people?
Homeless people that are trying to.
Hustle and scheme.
I've never seen that.
The New York Post wrote an article on this guy up on Fordham Road where I went to school. His nickname was Braids, and he was almost like a mascot. Like he was on the corner where all the bars were, and he was like a nice guy, kind of. He wasn't totally crazy, and we used to be like, "Hey, Braids, what's up, man?" And one time I remember when I first went there, White Castle was right there, and I was like, "I don't have any money, but like, here's some burgers." It was with me and my brother, and he went, "That shit is bad for your cholesterol, man. I'm not taking that." And I was like, the homeless people are turning this food down that I'm about to scarf down. But people would give him big, like $5 at a time, you know. And the New York Post wrote an article, at least claiming, who knows, that he made $100,000 panhandling. What? Begging for money.
There's always been rumors like that.
Yeah.
I've heard, I obviously don't know that guy, but
Right.
I've heard that.
How much you think like the bucket boys make? They got to make a pretty penny.
So what's a bucket boy? What is that?
So
They basically just take a bucket, like a 5
and they play like
bucket.
a drum
Oh,
line, and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that
they're
when it's like talented.
Yeah. They're performers, so I don't mind tossing
Or a
a pen
good
or
joke
whatever.
on the sign, you know, and the why lie? I'm gonna buy a beer. or whatever.
Those used to get me when I was like 18.
And then they you run
Yeah.
you know those run their course.
Remember the golden voice dude?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
internet
He got-
legend.
He got a job, like in radio or something,
Yeah.
and then he got popped for like crack.
Something.
Yeah,
something
I
or
think he
yeah.
was also one of those like we dug some things up.
yeah,
like,
he was like the first milkshake duck.
yes, yeah.
Where I was like,
Yeah.
But then like also I'm like, he was homeless. What did
Right,
you
of
think?
course he was,
What did
you
you
know.
do you think he had this pristine past?
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
on the
some
streets.
fucked up stuff happened.
Yeah.
He was a homeless man.
I do miss like Internet 1.0 though.
Yeah.
Like that was a golden.
I have a dream almost. Like I was thinking about. Now we do so much with all these comics, and like I'm never gonna do stand-up comedy. It's just too late, and we're not good at it. But like, and we've once like blocked this out in our mind, but we never did it. Of doing like almost like a Broadway show, if you will, just called like The Internet, where it's almost like the timeline of everything, in a way where you not like you act it out, but you have a screen and you play the video, and we narrate it, or we do whatever, and you have like all of those guys. You have the Grape Lady.
Yeah.
You have the
Boom Goes the
Leprechaun in
Dynamite,
Alabama.
yeah.
You have the
Goatsy.
Golden Pipes guy. You
Yeah.
have all of the stories and changes, and then because I think I was trying to think of like what we are
That was back
Good
in time
at.
too. That was a more fun time on the internet because we're getting old now and it's like waxing poetic. But that shit would last days and would have stories to it. Like
Yeah.
I feel like now
Follow-ups. Now it's like, it's been 12 hours, man.
Yeah, like it doesn't. The half life of everything now is fucking boom.
If you tweet about something the next day, you get tweets like, "You're still on this? You're still talking about this?"
Right.
It's been 12 hours, man. Because it used to kind of be like, and I do this a little bit with 1 Minute Man. It still like exists where it's like, if I miss a story, I can still do it because now my video is going to be about the reaction to the story.
Okay.
Like this guy got in trouble. I missed that, but what his boss said was equally as funny or whatever. Because you could sit on stories.
Yeah.
Like I'll blog this later in the week.
It was almost like a draft. Realized.
Yeah.
I know I got something good here.
And no one else
I
is
know
going to find
no one
this,
else is gonna find
but
it.
I got to get to this one before they
This
do.
is from my secret source. Remember that when we had like secret sources? We all had like quiet websites.
We wouldn't tell people. Yep.
That's where I get
Where'd
stories
you get
from.
your shit? Yeah, if you could see like someone else's bookmarks history, it was like, looking at their like,
What was your biggest ones back in the day?
For New York, it was like New York Post, Daily News, and Gothamist was a blog that was New York. So
We had a version of that here too, Chicagoist. I think
yeah,
they
they
called it.
DCist. They just
Yeah.
went to ist all around.
Yeah.
But the New York Post, and still to this day, and I think there's been a little bit of a resurgence, and I almost want to give myself like half credit because I called out the Post at one point, being like, "These headlines suck. These stories suck," and you guys used to be like a bastion of smut.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's like, look at this dick look at this guy who has a dick growing from his arm, and look at this guy who married his sister without knowing it, and look at the everything all of a sudden is back to like old. Just that's almost what I miss too. Nowadays is very to go like viral or to have a big story. It's got to be involving famous people or professionals or whatever. Where it used to just be like, this Florida man was fucking the tube. And,
Yeah.
Well, there was
stories.
just one I got. Oh, thank you very much. There was just one I saw today of a wife walked in on her. This is like some real old school. Wife walked in on her husband fucking his mom.
Yes.
And-
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And-
Give it to me.
And the kicker of it was though that she'd always suspected it.
always had that feeling.
I had a feeling he's been fucking his mom.
we still do a little bit of that on KC Radio with Am I the Asshole, because there's just, I like the nameless, faceless people. Maybe you get a name on on an article, but for the most part, it's just like, here's my story, here's my situation. Because now so many of it is like, people who you know, or we get to know, or someone at Barstool knows.
Yeah.
But I feel like how old are you, Eddie?
31.
Yeah, so I feel like you were very good about like, the history. That's why you're good with Dave. It's like, the history of this place, but also the internet and Howard and all the other, all that shit.
And his memory for this stuff is just.
You know what I've said? A lot of people ask me like, how do you blog, or like, what's the key? Like, I think one of them is just having a good memory.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times when we would write blogs, being like, remember that toy from 1989? And all my friends were like, no. I'm like, oh, that's like a fucking core memory of mine that's in my brain.
Key.
The fucking good old days of that. All right, so we'll be here like all week. You got, I know you want to go home.
No,
Get out
I
of
can
here.
stay here all day. I'm
Oh,
good.
now you're having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
And you just like to complain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly. I mean, the couch would be nice though.
The what?
The couch? You're on a couch.
Yeah, I'm on a couch.
What do you
Come
mean?
on.
the
I'm-
couch would be
He wants to go
your
to the
couch.
home.
My
his own
couch.
Yeah.
I am on team indoors though, and outdoors,
My man.
like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
It is oppressive. Yesterday was a tornado. Today is Chicago. If you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. Am I right? Today is
True, 100 degrees.
it's
bad.
I can't get over it. Because actually, this is one of the websites I used to use a lot. It's Fark, and I still
Oh, yeah.
there was a period of time where Fark, no one on the internet did their jobs better than Fark.com did.
With the little blurb.
With the little blurb
Yeah.
was so fucking
I
clever.
forgot about Fark.
Every fucking time. I still follow him. That's the reason I think about it. And Drew Curtis, right? It was like
Yep.
by
Drew Curtis is Fark.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he had a tweet yesterday. I think he's from Kentucky, and he talked about how it's so humid, going outside feels like you're breathing soup, and that's what it feels like here today. Yeah. It feels
Like a
Wanted to get
bowl of
ramen.
ramen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm making a push. I'm gonna. This is gonna be my. I want to leave my mark on the planet by by instituting like when it's a blizzard or when it's like you guys do this here when you have a polar vortex and it's 15 below, it's almost like a state of emergency. Like you don't leave the house, you just stay in. I want to do that for when it's like 100.
Oh, that's
like in extreme cold, you don't go out. In extreme hot, don't expect me to go out. I don't want to go sit on the beach. I don't want to be it's sunny and warm. Let's go out and do things. No, I'm gonna sweat. I can't breathe. I hate this. The same way I don't want to sludge through the snow and the cold. These are both the extremes of our world. Let's stay inside.
You could convince me that days like today kill more people than the polar vortex.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is check on your Nana weather because they're gonna have a heat stroke and die. Call up Nana, make sure she's still alive. And I'm pretty sure it's here in New York. It hits 90 and the guns come out, man. Like this morning, the police radar is like we had 29 shootings and 3 deaths, and it's like,
bro, I mean,
every year during the summer,
and agitated and ready to. But polar vortex, everyone's like, let's stay inside and stay warm by the fire and just cozy up. And it should be let's stay by the air conditioner.
That's like one of those.
That kind of gave me an idea for gun control. If you buy everyone air conditioners,
there you go. Done.
It's kind of like
turn in your gun, you get an air conditioner.
No,
Bam.
oh no. They can keep their guns, but you're less likely to go. I feel like in those those high rises and stuff like that, people are outside so much because they don't have air conditioning. You ever hung out in an apartment without air conditioning? It's crazy. You're like, let's get the fuck outside.
Right.
Dave was talking about how he wants to be on the couch. Like the only reason I haven't left is because I don't want to go outside.
Right.
Yeah.
Even just that little window of like.
Yeah, you gotta walk.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what they do in Arizona, right?
They don't go out during the summer.
They don't go out in the summer.
That's like our winters.
Because it's like 115 and it would actually be dangerous. I guess 98 is technically like not dangerous, but I think it is, and it's enough that it's like, especially now, everybody Zoom. If there was a huge blizzard and it was crazy, it would be like, let's stay home. Yeah. This is like same fucking thing. Don't make me get out there and just sweat my dick off. And then I got to come in, and I want to put on the air conditioner, and Jackie's fucking crying that it's too cold indoors. It's like, well, what happens when you go outside? It's a whole fucking thing. I mean, in my old age, summer is, if you're not enjoying summer for what it is, rooftop bars and beach parties and rental houses and shit, it's just like your regular life, your regular responsibilities with sweat.
Yeah. I feel like summer sucks unless you have a boat.
Yeah.
Unless you have a boat.
You have a beach house, you have a boat, you have like access to the things that pull you down.
If you're not rich, summer sucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have to just lock into your 9 to 5 every fucking day, it's still.
What do you like about the summer?
But you like.
By the way,
it sucks.
Officially, you're not team indoors if you're not on this.
We're also like, we're being hyperbolic. Like it doesn't
speak for yourself,
but it's not.
I'd rather have this weather than the.
It's my third favorite season. Summer is my third favorite.
I would rather have the cold.
No, fourth. Yeah.
I would rather have like the cold weather.
Absolutely.
You're a fucking chestnut sweater guy like this guy.
What does that mean? What's a chestnut?
It's like he wears those sweaters with
I'm going to pumpkin patches.
Oh, John has a thing he calls sweater itch or something.
Sweater throat.
Sweater throat.
Do you get sweater throat?
He says he gets a sore throat from getting his sweaters out of the closet.
Hang on. That's not a fair. That's not a fair representation of what happened.
Is it not?
It's when because you have so many sweaters, and when you put them away, you haven't touched them for fucking 6-8 months, right? Get a little dusty. So then when you put them on, you get a little allergic reaction because it's like this.
Yeah, shake them out, John.
See, I don't do that. I just pop them on. So then it's like
you can't do that.
You get a little bit of right? So the first day with the sweater on,
it's like, all right, you're wearing
still a good
dirty
day,
clothes,
though.
I guess.
Still a great day, but it's, you get a little sweater throat.
Like we've made it through summer.
You battle through it.
Yeah. No, but
have a nice hot chocolate with it.
Yeah,
that's another thing. I do like winter clothes better. I don't wear these chestnut things we're talking about, but give me a good hoodie and some sweatpants. I hate wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I hate it's also it is like, well, I'm on like the subway where it's warm, and then we get inside and it's air conditioned. And where do you you're hot but you're cold and you're sweating.
There's no sweet spot.
It's nothing. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And there's no spring or fall anymore.
I want to wear jeans. I want to wear something that covers my tits, and I want to not be sweating.
T-shirts, man.
Yeah.
I want to be like the AT&T girl on the commercial. I want to cover these bad boys up. I want to stop getting objectified.
I feel like they've gotten better though. No.
What's that?
Your tits.
Yeah.
John's tits have gotten a lot better.
We hit the gym occasionally.
Yeah, you were saying you went to the gym yesterday at the hotel.
Today.
Today.
He goes on like vacation. He's working out. So
He brought a jump rope.
I brought two jump ropes.
Because he boxes and jump ropes and shit. It's very annoying. It's very disingenuous. Come on. Be a fucking slug like me, dude. I also, you know
But you have like the skinny fat gene.
the worst.
But no.
Yes.
You want to know what's worse than skinny fat? Fat.
No, no,
Yes.
I disagree.
This is such a grass is greener thing. Like,
Yes.
because I'll always say like I'm fat. Kevin's like, no, you're like.
You are just
wrong
not.
one."
You. I mean, you have. I mean, it's from the steroids in high school.
Kevin has no idea how steroids work. He always accuses me.
I
of having
reference this.
steroids
I
in
love
high
it.
school.
My favorite thing is that he just did. I think
So did Eddie.
doing steroids in high school is so fucking funny to me.
It was,
and I will
the
reference it
summer
every
after high
time.
school. It wasn't like high school.
But it doesn't. I'm just saying when you're a kid like
What
that,
were you doing?
it's so funny.
Huh?
What were you doing?
I've had two runs with steroids. I did.
I think it's hilarious. Anytime we talk about it, I'm like, well, because of the steroids.
I did like a cream kind of deal. That didn't do dick. Then I did Anavar. Oh, so I've done 3 steroids. I've done Anavar.
Winstrol, didn't you?
Yeah, Winnie was the last one. I did Anavar, which is I always love pulling the picture. If you Google it, just Google Georgia cheerleader steroids. Anavar is what she did. She is fucking Jack Daisy.
She is
huge.
enormous compared to the other girl.
She has like I want to tweet like this is the ideal male body. Like, so, like she is fucking shreds.
Oh my god,
dude. And she was doing Anavar, which when I saw her, I was like, I gotta get on that fucking record. And that is what they give to people with AIDS, so they don't
Die.
so they don't lose a bunch of weight.
You know who's
so I
a
did that. That
cheerleader?
worked well. And then I went on Winstrol, which me and Lou bought from Russia. And we didn't want to get it mailed to our apartment because we didn't know if the police were going to come. So we got it mailed to the Milton office. And then we were just going to play dumb if it like a police officer delivered it.
Bro, I mean, the light switch Lou story is chronicled. Actually, it needs to be. Is that going to happen on Portnoy?
It doesn't sound like it. No.
No, because it should, and I hope it one day does. Because anytime you're doing anything with light switch Lou, it's bound to be crazy, illegal, ridiculous, preposterous, story-worthy, no matter what. Like, so it was the summer I was doing steroids with Lou. It's like, oh boy. I know a kid in high school who was doing steroids but not working out.
Yeah, but dabbled in that.
Does that? Nothing happened.
But
You know
I
what
do.
mean?
I do want to say this. I say this whenever this conversation comes up. Steroids fucking work.
Very pro steroids over here.
I couldn't do any pull-ups. I stuck at pull-ups again now.
I didn't get
I did. I think it was when I was doing Anavar or Winstrol. I did it for like 3 days and was doing like Zdeno Chara level pull-ups.
Jesus.
Like ripping 40 and then getting down and be like, oh, I'm made of stone. I am just rock.
I think we should all do HGH because steroids does have like actual bad effects too. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Well, you guys
Give
are
me
in
that-
the ring now.
Huh?
You guys are in the ring. You're like, with this comic world, like, you're the separation from Rogan is very close.
Oh yeah. I mean, but those guys like he's doing I think shit that like is unhealthy, isn't it?
Like
it's.
witch doctor shit.
I don't know.
I mean, Rogan does it all.
I don't even
but
know if Joe does.
I want to
shouldn't
get.
say that.
I was talking to Rude Jude, and he was like, "I can get you fucking HGH by like tomorrow." Like, but I was like, I don't know if I want to buy like street. If I have to like inject myself with something from the street, that's bad. But here's the thing: skinny fat is ugly. Fat is just like a look. Like it's just like there's a bigger guy. He's round, whatever. I am like lumpy. I'm very lumpy. I'm KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken mashed potatoes. It's like lumps of it and gravy, and it's just like this shirt doesn't fit, but that shirt doesn't fit either, and this is weird.
Yeah,
That's weird.
I don't know.
The first time I put on a t-shirt, and just had like tits was one of the worst days of my life.
Dude, that's
I
every
was
day
like,
of my
well,
life.
this is now the rest of my life.
That's every day of my life.
Yeah.
And like the worst part of my day is when I'm walking to work and I catch my reflection in a window.
Brutal.
Yeah, like that's the worst.
I would say all mirrors, all windows.
You know what's even
Sorry,
worse?
out in New York City, they have in every hotel for some reason. I've never had one in any house.
Not in
I've ever
Chicago.
lived in.
They don't do it in Chicago.
The fucking full-length mirrors. I don't want to see. I want to see from my neck up, and that's it.
my eyeballs up with that.
That's why you stopped growing at 5'7".
Oh! Got him!
Keep going. Keep going.
That was well executed. Touch them all, John. That was a walk off. That was a walk off.
No, what I was gonna say is it's even, I hate even more than catching myself in a mirror is fucking catching a wind. When you're walking like down a windy street and the wind's coming at you, and you just look down and you can see everything getting pulled tight.
The worst.
I got my nipples face out like that, So it's like
On
my
account of the steroids.
My tits are just weird, and I'm like, oh, that was ridiculous. And I can't. I have like this lump here. It's just like,
Terrible.
oh, this is fucking disgusting.
And you know what really does suck is when you reach the point in life, in all things, where you realize your body does not bounce back the way it does. Like, I used to be able to be like, I'm not looking great right now, but I'll like stop eating carbs for 2 weeks and I'm good. And now at 37,
well,
that ain't true.
Yeah, that was always my thing. I was always like, I could lose 10, 15 with a little bit of effort relatively quickly. I've been going to the gym. I've joined a gym. No, it's not working. Yeah. I took like a 3-year hiatus from the gym, and I joined one. I was like, all right, this will go quick. I'll be back in shape, reasonable shape before you know it. It's not working.
How is that? It's
not working.
How long has it been?
It's only been like 3 weeks, but usually that's like the time where I dropped like 8.
Right.
I've debated trying to do like
I got to
a weight
get on
loss challenge,
on
like
call, so I'm going to drop off.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, we all got.
Yeah, if you guys gotta go, you gotta go. I've debated before doing.
I won't give you a finger, but I meant for a piece.
Would you ever do another weight loss challenge?
Not really. I don't really lose. Like I'll. If you're asking me to do it with you, I'll do it. But
I'm not, because it's almost like I don't want to open up that box because I don't
lose weight. I've been like
you would need to
210
do
to 220.
We would need to do like a body mass index thing, or it's almost like baseball analytics. Like we did, in the past, we did just straight pounds. Like we used to do batting average. Now we got to do like XFIP or some shit like that. I think the only way I would ever like actually commit to like working out or losing weight is if the only thing I get obsessive with is this job. So if I turned it into content, I would probably do it. But I also don't want to turn it into content and then fail at it, because then that's like extra dramatic, extra demoralizing,
Yeah, I've done that. I've had to sit in a room and watch. I mean, not that I cared about that Super Bowl, but I'd watched the Super Bowl alone in my room.
Yeah.
Until Dan got depressed. I was like, you can come out?
Yeah.
Just watching it alone in my shitty apartment.
Yeah, that's one of those, like a 4-hour punishment is a tough one. We do got to get the tweets going this morning. So it's the 10-year anniversary of KFC Radio. If you listen to this week's today's episode, we talked about it, and we said to tweet out your favorite moments, and some of them like just shit that I just totally forgot.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Crack me the fuck up. Part of me feels and part of me wishes that none of our old stuff gets unearthed for, cancel reasons. Part of me is like, I wish that we could just have a team of interns and shit, like go through all of our old stuff and like package it and republish it and post it, and because like we have a treasure trove of funny content for years that I like. There's something's going on over here, and it's very not smooth. I watched Nick leave, and is this some just all right. We'll keep stalling for you.
I'm gonna take a guess and say that's a cake.
Oh, and but like we could probably rattle off some of like the really quote unquote memorable ones, but some of the shit where people are like, "Oh, that time Feidelberg got drunk and fell asleep in a field." I was like, "What?"
Oh, remember that Montreal?
Yeah, and then it vaguely, rings a bell.
That
but
was
I'm like,
that was legit out of a movie. I was stumbling through the woods. It wasn't a field; it was the woods. I was stumbling through the woods. Did you just like
lay down and
following?
You chose to pass out or something?
Yeah,
you were just like, "I'm done."
I was. Everyone wouldn't stop feeding me shots, so I just ran away. I was at like this beach club outside Montreal, and I just ran, and I just hid under a tree and fell asleep, and then woke up at like nighttime. Like it was like 10, 11 o'clock. Phone was dead. Didn't have my wallet. Like I left that in the cabana at like the beach club we were at. And then I just
in a foreign country,
like
right?
like a Native American, like followed, like ear to the ground, followed the sound, and just followed.
Find my way back to civilization.
Into I just found like in the middle of a road, just like flagging cars down. Got a cab, got halfway back to Montreal because it was like 40 minutes from Montreal. Got halfway back to Montreal and I was like, "Hey man, I gotta come clean about something. I don't have any money at all." And he's like, "Well, then I gotta come clean about something." Pulled me over, dropped me off at a gas station. Called the gas station, asked for another cab to come. That cab got a little bit closer. Said about, "Hey buddy, just so you know, I don't have any money. But if you bring me to this place, there's like 15 dudes there. I will bring you money."
Right.
And he was like, "All right, fine." And It's to this moment, to this day, the greatest moment of my life.
Getting home?
When I walked into that apartment, it was like a king's welcome.
Because they thought you were like dead or something.
Like people went nuts. I turned the party on.
Dude, I had a moment like that in. We went to somewhere in Vermont. It was a ski place. I mean, honestly, you can just scrap it at this point, guys. Bring over whatever you got. I mean, it's. Are you gonna sing? I mean, what is the great reveal anyway? Thank you.
Oh wow, you got it, like you even wrote on it.
Happy anniversary, KFC Radio. Make a wish. Do you do that?
I hope this is over soon.
I said, ordinarily this would be a time where.
Oh, this is a good cake.
Is it good?
Yeah.
You can use your hands. I'm going to use this floor knife.
No, this is good stuff.
Yeah? Fuck yeah. I could use a little snack right now.
Do you want a fork?
No, I'm good.
Oh, that ice?
Yeah. The little crunchies. The little crunchies are good too.
I don't like those crunchies.
This was Nick's idea. This wasn't all me.
Oh, you don't say.
We once we had a house in Vermont, or one of those. It was a ski weekend, and one of the girls went by the nickname Bob because her name was like Blackout Bridget. So her name was Bob, and I think we lost her at like the bar. And we come home, and people were worried. The girls were kind of upset, whatever. And we see a set of headlights come up like the driveway, and we realize it's Bob.
Driving?
No, I think maybe it was her somehow in the car, and she brought a dude home. And this was like one of the, sometimes you do a house where it's like you and the boys and you bring home girls, or you and the girls and you bring home boys, and then sometimes it's mixed and couples are there, and it's really not like a sex house. So she was like the only one, I think, to bring a boy home that weekend, or anybody to have sex. And we all were drunk. We all decided to get really quiet, and we turned off all the lights and everything. And then they walk into the house, and it was like surprise. We flip on the lights, and we all just started going like, Bob, 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 let's go, Bob, like screaming, doing chants. We're like putting our arms up, and she's like making her walk through the tunnel and shit. And her nickname was Blackout, so she's hammered and was like, what is going on right now? And more than her was just the dude she brought home, who was like, I'm just about to get laid. He walked into a quiet house, and next thing you know, there's probably like 20 people spraying beers, chanting names, banging on walls, and to his credit,
he get into it?
Huh?
He got into it.
To his credit, he was like,
right.
And I think probably to this day, one of my friends probably like still has his number and like keeps in touch with him because he was awesome. I hope that dude is out there somewhere listening or knows a friend or something, because he didn't miss a fucking beat. He just Bob, 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 Bob. I was like, that is what it's all about. That is the shit I really miss the most. Like getting old is like the moments like that are probably pretty much done.
Yeah. Oh.
Like
probably.
You're never gonna have a spontaneous like drunk sex, violence, police scam moment ever again. It's like I was talking about doing like T-ball shit with Keegan, and it was the first time I'm like actually really excited as an adult who knows what entertains him, not just like, oh, I like my kid, and so I'm happy if he's happy. It's like, all right, life's coming around again. Like there's some things that I'm going to enjoy, but nothing will compare to those years of just like debauchery. You don't know what's going to happen. Yo, by the way, Shay bombed her standardized test. Bombed it. Oh my God. In like the 42nd percentile or something. Just an absolute atom bomb. Just fucking Hiroshima did. Just Nagasaki'd her. It was I don't even know what a standardized test in kindergarten is like.
Yeah.
She probably didn't even know what the fuck she was doing. But I heard that today, and I just started dying laughing because, like, knowing she's, like, the smartest kid I've ever been around, sometimes I'm like, you're creeping me out over here, 11. Calm down. Like, weirdo with the shit that she knows.
She's 11? No,
I meant, like, Stranger
11,
Things.
yeah.
Like, she's turning 7. I was doing algebra with her the other day.
What?
Like, she can solve for X.
Algebra.
Like,
That's
little...
algebra? I don't think that's algebra. It's pre-calc. Would that be after algebra or before?
No, I mean, algebra is like if I said, like,
Pre-calc's where I topped out with math.
If I said like 6 plus X equals 10, do you know what X is?
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like little shit like that.
Fucking smoke that. she did bad on that? What an idiot.
No, that's what she can do. And so I don't know what she did on this test, but she's a pretty smart girl and is just an idiot on the standardized test. I would love to be able to be like you. Oh, did I tell you? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you Shay's phone number. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah?
Well, no, I guess it's not that because she doesn't have her own phone, but she texts now. And it is the funniest, cutest shit in the world. She starts every single text conversation with, "Hi, it's Shay." We could be sitting next to each other. Like, we were at an event, and she was sitting down, like, while Keegan was doing graduation. She's like, "Can I text Mom?" or whatever. So she says, "Hi, it's Shay." And then she always asks, "Can I send you some funny faces?" Always asks for permission, and she spells some, S-U-M. And then she will just send endless amounts of emojis. She'll send a brick of just emojis and just fucking loves it. I was thinking, how weird is it? It's like, I don't know what the equivalent would be. Maybe like...
It's like the Larry David, though. That's what happened with me.
What's that?
You gave her my number when Larry David's texting with, like, the 6-year-old.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like, "No, I don't like so-and-so. I'm an adult."
Yeah, I mean, she is... I would love to get, like, "Good morning." She'd be like, "Hi, it's Shay." And she would say, like, "Did you get a good night's sleep?" And I could see John being like, "Actually, no. Fell asleep on top of a gallon of ice cream."
You better enjoy these good night's sleep, Shay. They come few and far between the older you get.
Unreal. What else do we got today?
We got.
I feel like I wrote down some shit.
New bathing suits.
Oh, yeah.
For the Barstool summer collection. I have an interesting thing to say about the Barstool summer collection.
Okay.
A lot of Saturdays for the boys.
Interesting.
Not your dick face.
What?
You spilled my fork.
Well, come on. Shut up.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, you're a little bit like, "Hey, that's mine."
I just feel like I should be talked about. If we're gonna do it, why don't you bring it up with me and let's talk about what we're gonna do.
What were some of the things I haven't
It's
seen?
just like, I don't know, like they have like sandals and shirts and a lot of the sides of the dad stuff that they did. I just feel like I've kind of earned maybe let's have a conversation about it.
By being the creator of it?
Let's make it a collaborative experience. I'll help out with, so we're not doing the same stupid shirts.
It is unbelievable sometimes. It's like, hey, here's the guy who's fucking great at coming up with merch and slogans and shit. Let's just do all this without him. That's absolutely crazy. Oh, I got something for you.
I gotta stop eating this fucking.
I've got an invention.
Okay.
Jackie, maybe you can weigh in on this too. I feel like you would appreciate this.
Ah!
I feel like this is maybe something you would even try to invent along with me. We're going to invent a pot for pasta. It's going to be a regular pot, boils water. And then on top of the pot, let's say, is like just a couple like little like stands, like little prongs that stick out of the top. And then on top of that is either like a plate or a bowl or just something of that sort, right? You pour the pasta on that, and then what's wrong with you? I'm trying to explain my life-changing invention, and you're distracting me.
Right on. I got icing.
You're an animal.
Like up. You know when you don't have enamel up on the top of your teeth.
What?
You don't chew tobacco. You don't chew tobacco. But I have less enamel there, less gums. It's very sensitive, and I got a piece of icing stuck there. And it really hurt.
Disgusting.
But continue.
This thing that's holding the pasta will either break or melt or evaporate or something based on the temperature of boiling water. Okay. So that I can just put pasta on, start to boil the water, put the pasta on top, and walk away.
Okay.
Because then it'll as soon as it's boiling, the pasta just falls into the boiling water, taking out the middle step of like. I make pasta for my kids like every single night now when I have them, and so I'm like, I can't tell you the amount of times I start to boil the water, and then I'm like doing shit with them, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's boiling, but I forgot to put the shit in.
Here's what you'd forget now.
That I'm gonna forget that it fell in, so then I'm gonna overcook
you don't know exactly when it fell in.
Yeah, so that is where.
Also, it doesn't take very long to boil water. I make pasta a good amount too.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, but I'm just saying if you forget, then it's like, then it's gonna be another 7 to 8 minutes.
Kids would get distracted, but like I just stand there and just wait for it to pot. Well,
oh, you kidding me? Fuck no.
A watch pot does boil.
Yeah, you know what else? I'm sure this probably exists in like fancy kitchens. They probably just have like a super hot fucking faucet, right? Where you can just like churn out basically boiling water.
I've heard of
because sometimes I'll just run the hot water. I'll let the faucet get hot because that gets you there quicker. I feel like
water boils faster.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. But you said it with, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
You got to get to a certain temperature.
This is why it takes your water so long to boil. You're putting hot water in.
Hot water is whatever temperature. I got to get to 212. It's going to boil.
Cold water boils faster, brother.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cold water does not boil faster.
Let's find out why. There is a.
It just can't be. It's just like it's got to get to a certain temperature.
God damn it. No, it's not wrong.
It's got to be wrong.
How could it possibly?
How could something we say here on this show be wrong? It's just if you need to get to a certain temperature and you start at a higher temperature, it's going to take less time. There's nothing on it, right?
That's not true.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Despite the common myth that cold water boils faster than hot, this is actually not true. Cold water does absorb heat faster than hot temperature water, which may be the origin of the myth. However, once cold water reaches the temperature of hot water, its heating rate slows down and it takes just as long to boil.
Yeah.
My mic was off before. I agree with Kevin the whole time.
Yeah, he was the one who's like, no, that's absolutely true. No, that's some silly shit. What is real and blew my mind was the ice cube in the microwave thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What happened? It just doesn't melt.
I do it all the time, yeah. It just doesn't melt.
It's like, what the fuck is that about? Learned a lot of shit about snow with the
Biden's when Biden made it snow.
Yeah, that was Bill Gates made it snow.
Gates.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do my pasta bowl in one sort of thing. You know what else I'm gonna have? Let me just rant on this for a little bit. I got word today. I received a text message today that is probably the worst text I've gotten since I don't even know. Since I got a text about somebody being dead, for God's sakes. I got a text today saying I got to be out of my apartment.
Oh yeah.
By the middle of July. And I knew this was kind of coming. They were showing the building. I live in like a two-family house sort of thing. So he's been showing it. So I knew this is not totally out of nowhere, but I thought, A, it might not, like, it's been a few months now of people looking at it, and I was like, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. And B, if they do, you know, maybe they'll keep their tenants, or maybe I can stay through the end of the year or whatever. But I'm not on a lease, and so I guess it's kind of my own fault. But like we've been going month to month, and I gotta move, and that is one of the worst things I've ever.
You're gonna move home, right?
I honestly don't know what to do because all I
Why wouldn't you move home?
I mean, because my parents live in like a tiny ass apartment, and I'd be there. I mean, I guess I stay there with the kids quite a bit anyway, but it's a tight fit already to begin with. I honestly, all I wanted to do, I wanted to get to the money and get like me and them a new place. Like maybe I would live with my parents, but it would be like I got us this house, and you guys have the what do they call it? Like the in-law apartment or in-law suite or something like that. Yeah. Like you guys can live there. Instead, it's the fucking opposite. I'm gonna be moving in with them because I don't want to move in July, and then in like a few months I get the money, and I say a few, it's like 8 months. It's a long it's like
If
right
I
in
didn't just
between.
take on a roommate, I'd let you live, but you wouldn't want to live in Manhattan anyway. Because
I don't know at this point. You know, I don't want to, but I gotta do what you gotta do.
My roommate out.
Yeah. Oh man, if we live together, Nick might get his dream come true.
Just about to suggest it. I didn't know you had a roommate.
Holy moly!
I mean, it's just my cousin. My cousin's crashing with me. But he wasn't planning on living there long, so he might be out by July. We'll see.
Oh, that would be crazy. Because I really do. When I'm with my kids now, I usually go to my parents' house, like, and they are like, "Let's sleep over at grandma's." I'm like, fuck it. So it's not like I'm at my house, but usually one of the nights I'm at my house, the other nights I'm with them. So it's going to be an enormous pain in my ass. I'm going to get a dumpster, and
You can just throw out your whole apartment.
I'm going to throw every single thing out. I'm going to take basically like the clothes that I packed for Chicago, and that's it.
As someone who's been in your apartment, you can just chuck it.
Throw it all. I'm really.
I mean, you have
forward.
like 3 TVs, 2 work. One works.
One works. I mean, I have like just garbage. It actually is going to be, as long as it's been, and as much as I'm always preaching, like everybody needs to move on. That is like my divorce apartment. I got that like overnight because we were selling the house, everything, spiraled out of control. I needed a place to live. My family friend was like, I looked at one apartment.
Oh, you're probably due for a change of scenery.
Yeah. Like the amount of bad memories I have in that place. And even getting rid of the car. The car that I just got rid of was like, I need my own car now because we're split up. And so subconsciously and straight up full consciously, what's the opposite of sub?
Consciously.
Just consciously. I have like an unbelievable amount of like trauma and depression attached to this place. So the thought of getting out of there is like clutch. It just is like, do I get out and move somewhere, and then when I get all this money and can afford what I really want, move again? Fucking kill me. And
but here's the deal. You're just trashing this. So like, you're not moving. You're trashing.
Trashing, dude.
Nah,
you know what I want to do?
I'll become trash. I won't help you move. I'll help you become trash.
What I think I'm going to do, I want to get a dumpster outside, and I want to do that thing where they have those...
The chute.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was envisioning when I said, I'll help become trash.
Is that a thing that like civilians can do? Sure. I'll just know a guy.
We can
get a construction guy up there, and I'll just start throwing everything. Just like whatever Keegan walks by, just throw him down the fucking chute. I'm going to throw out everything. I might like do like a giveaway with my sneakers or something. Like we'll do some content where like, I mean, I've worn them. It's not like they're brand new, but if you're like a sneakerhead, that's the only thing that I kind of have of value. The rest, the amount of clothes from samples and giveaways and merch and all and sponsors, it's like just drowning in clothes. The amount of toys that the kids don't play with, the amount of just garbage that I've amassed. If I could burn it down, I would. If I could just set it on fire and burn, I could somehow theoretically burn it all without affecting the apartment, I would burn everything I own. Yeah. Swear to God.
Hey, what do they call it?
Controlled burn.
Controlled burn.
Yeah, that's exactly what I need. I'll be in there, one of those tin foil things. And I'm just get a flamethrower, just burn it down. But it will be like probably incredibly healthy for me to get out of there. Because there are times, I'm sure a lot of it's subconscious, but there are times where I'll like, I don't know, I see this like crack in the wall, and I'm like, I remember when that was from, and like, things that's like, oh, that was a bad night. But goddamn, like it could not be worse timing. It's the mush. I mush. It's just even when good things are about to happen, it just because if it was like last year, like a full year, I'd be like, all right, I get a year.
I'll sign a new lease.
But this is like right fucking in between, and the reason I bring this all up is because I saw this thing on I don't know if I texted it or DM'd it, but it was basically like all these little holes in your wall that you are like a vacuum. I think this is it.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. It was
this thing.
Yeah. Jet Ski posted that.
Is this real?
I don't know. I don't even know what. Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
That's one of those things. That's one of those things that's going to be outdated very soon.
Maybe.
Right? Because like it's like remember when people were building houses in like the early 2000s and they were putting like an iPod dock in every room. And then now it's just a shitty little.
Do you want me to send this to you so you can put it up, or you don't care?
I'm not. The video won't let me.
But Jet Ski quote tweeting goes, "Thank God this wasn't around when I was a kid. I can't imagine my mom coming and seeing my dick stuck in the wall."
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah, the real reason I want that, I'm gonna get a suck job from my fucking wall at home. That when I say like I want a place that's not necessarily big, but I want it to be like nice and like tricked out, I mean shit like that. I don't even know the rest of it. I just know that there's technology out there, so maybe people can send it. Here are the 2 or 3 things I know for sure. I want the double dishwasher. We know that. I want this thing, which you can't see if you're watching, but it's like a hole in the wall, like kind of like that big. And I guess it just has a vacuum always going. And you can just throw your clothes in it. It just gets sucked in, and then I'm sure it goes down some sort of chute into the laundry room. So because a hamper is another problem I have, where it's like I put it all in the hamper only to take it all out. I end up just kind of leaving my clothes in a fucking big pile, and that never works out. If I could just throw it in, goes right down into the washer or right down to the laundry room, it would be primo. So I got the double dishwasher. I got the wall suckers. I want one of those big ass lounge couches, those ones that are like
the clouds.
Clouds?
Cloud couch? Yeah, one of those.
The ones that, like, it would almost make this if this whole thing was filled in.
Yeah.
If right here had cushions.
I'm pretty sure that's the cloud that, like, Logan Paul has and shit.
Yeah, if Logan's got it, I'm sure that's what I'm looking for. And I think you can add, like, another chunk to it. You can add a chase. You can add this many or that many. Some of them recline. Some of them don't. It's almost like a big bed / couch /
My new, like, my apartment when my girlfriend moves in, we're pretty much doing that to our living room where we have the whole sectional. It's pretty much going to take up the whole thing, and I'm so thrilled.
Yeah, I have a long, big sectional right now, but it's still just like chair, like just seats like this. But to have the whole middle filled in where you can like crawl on it and lay on it and kids can play on it and all that shit. So those are the three things. I need to know all the other new shit. What does Elon Musk have in his house? What, like, all the little tricks and the bells and the whistles that make your life easier and more enjoyable. I don't need like the dude get like 1,000-inch TV. Like, I don't need that because it's like whatever. That's cool, but I don't need it. I want the things that make my life easier, or little life hacks, or the little architectural things that's like, oh wow, that's what's up. Do that, and I'll start plotting while I'm living.
But that's a dangerous game you play.
Because then you
get outdated, and then it's like it's really tough to
sell. Yeah,
not even to sell, but just like even if you want to keep it, and you're like, I'm tired of having that hole in my fucking wall. Then you have to like
I don't know if
redo the whole.
The wall suck thing isn't that new though. There's always been like my house growing up had the laundry chute.
Well, yeah,
I guess
a laundry chute's a lot different.
But I guess if you just have a laundry chute
thing,
I think it's just that they just attach something that sucks it through. So
but you have the laundry chute looks like a cabinet. Like it's different than this open exposed wound in every wall, and that looks like in every room in the house.
Well, that's what I want. If you have a laundry chute, that's cool. If I have something where in every room there's that sucks it into a central chute, that makes it like. So if I take my shirt off in the living room, if I take it off in the bathroom, I take it off there. I want it to
how
all
often
be.
You get undressed in the living room?
I don't know, but if I do, I wanna.
Maybe bedroom, bathroom.
But so that's what I mean. Yeah. So bedroom, bathroom, a hallway.
Even the bathroom.
All the
your
kids,
bedroom.
all the kids can do it in their rooms, and I want it to just suck in. Even if that becomes something that's more. Better technology, as long as that still works, it's serving its purpose.
Over under like 6 months till a kid puts a hamster or a cat.
Yeah. I mean, the dicks are going in. Yeah. The dicks are for sure going into that. You ever put your dick in a vacuum?
Or
no. Try to put your dick in a vacuum?
Never put my dick in a vacuum. This is another one of the tweets that
follow up. Why not?
I don't know. I never had the. I don't even know if I have a vacuum. Like I don't know if there's a vacuum in my house when I grew up, but I never touched it.
What a fucking Peru.
But
you are.
One of the tweets that people were saying their favorite memories of the KFC R10. Ken Jack said what got him into Barstool.
Oh, this was great.
The story.
Let me read it exactly because it's a very funny omission of what he needed to say. Ken Jack, I said yesterday that the thing I'm most proud of is our longevity. The other thing I'm most proud of, and maybe more proud of than just the time, the amount of people at Barstool who say you're the thing that got me into radio. There's like a handful of guys who I think are funny, who are like good employees, working for other franchises, or not even with this, like with us, that are like, you are the first thing I found at Barstool, and like that's why I work here today. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool considering, like...
Nice coaching tree we got.
Yeah, big time coach. We actually have a legit coaching tree as far as, like, people that I've brought on, but also just, like, fans. I'm not going to claim Ken Jack because he's a fan of it. Yeah. But there are certain guys, like Mill Moore, and certain people that, like, you wouldn't realize that, like, jumped on because of me and KFC Radio. The moment I got into Barstool was Feist explaining his attempt to use the leather blowjob mask that only had a mouth hole.
Like,
now,
really would have loved Ken Jack to include my girlfriend with me.
It does not sound like there's a girlfriend in that text. It sounds like Feidelberg is the one putting on the executioner mask that only has a hole for the mouth.
That's like the other day. Did you see Hank's fucking name in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. Fucking a man. But this is very funny. Like
that would have been great from Ken Jack to be like, by the way, his girlfriend was wearing the mask. And it was.
What was that? You just couldn't figure out how to strap it on.
No. We got it on. It was on, dick and mouth. But it was so funny. Like, it was so preposterous that like she couldn't stop laughing and I couldn't stop laughing, and it was a very fun experience.
Yeah.
But like,
it's just not sexy.
It wasn't sexy.
But do you think? That,
but it was.
You got over the funniness. Like if you did it again.
Blowjobs. I think there's a case to be made that somehow, some way, somewhere, lost in translation was how a blowjob works, because there's a name, blowjob, and a suck job.
Yeah, a suck job always made
different things.
Yeah,
when someone's laughing on your dick,
feels
you're
good.
getting a blowjob.
Tremendous feels good, huh?
Typically, you'd think you don't want someone laughing with the penis.
What
in their
about
mouth.
if you were to like?
But works pretty good.
What about put your finger in your mouth?
You could make someone laugh with the dick in your mouth. Like,
put your finger in your mouth right now, and then go and close your lips around it, and go.
Well, no, that's how it was.
I know, but
it's good.
No, I get it. But if you were to,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, you just don't feel anything, right? Because there's so you gotta have a.
Yeah. It's like when you're getting a suck job, the mouth opens and closes.
But see, the suck job is not even. You're not going.
No,
you're just bobbing. So there's really no blowing or sucking when you think about it.
But if you can get a blowing.
It should be called a suck job. and at most, it should be called a task, a blow task. It's not a full job. It's not like it's a blow career unless you're Adriana Chechik. It's a blow task. It's a to-do list task. Let me suck his dick.
Blow chore.
A blow chore.
Yeah.
I gave him a blow. Well, it depends on who you are. Most, your average girl who's in a relationship, it's probably a chore. The girl who claims to love to suck dick is.
But a chore is just something you have to do rather infrequently, but with regularity.
But that's why I think it's more of a task. I think a chore is something you hate to do. Like, oh, this is such a chore. Whereas a task is like, I have to, A
chore is like doing the laundry is a chore. You got to do it regularly,
I think that's
part of a happy, healthy household.
Yeah, but I think it depends on who you. As a kid, that's a chore. Your parents are making you do it. Yeah. As an adult, that's a task you have to do for the day because you have to have clothes. What do we got? What was that?
Bitcoin down 5%. Down 5% in the last 5 hours. Down to 21K.
Genuine smile on his face. And shout out to what time is it? We'll wrap up with this because shout out to the Winklevosses. Another 5% down. They have like half of their net worth or all of their net worth in Bitcoin. Let's hope that Mars Junction works out.
Oh my God.
The Winklevoss cover band is called Mars Junction. And I can't tell whether it's I hate this or I love this. It's without a doubt.
Not both.
Without a doubt, it's so cringy you might die if you watch it.
Actually, you know what? If these were just like if they acknowledged what was
that
happening,
they're silly, yes,
they were in on the joke,
right?
Fine,
Which
whatever,
there's still a chance. This just went viral today.
No, there's not a chance. They had the real earpieces.
Yes.
In,
so that's the thing. If you watch the video, we can't play it right now, but there's a couple videos that went viral. One, they're singing Journey, which is fine. You're gonna sing Journey. I thought they were singing The Outfield. It was Journey. If you're gonna sing, The Outfield or Eddie Money, some of those '80s classics. In this case, they were doing Journey. Don't Stop Believin'. Because we've all, you've done karaoke and shit like that. But they've got the earpiece in, and whichever Winklevi it is like, he's like moving and grooving. But it sounds just like anybody who's ever sung karaoke, just like anybody who's ever sung in the shower or in the car. He's he's honestly just like, don't stop believing. It sounds like that.
That was better.
And it's like a ticketed event, it looks like. He's playing at like the bars and the stages and the little theaters that around like cities, and his other brother plays the guitar. They're called Mars Junction, and then the real bad one is him doing Rage Against the Machine, because like
they
probably fucking hate.
They're gonna kill you.
The Winklevosses.
Yeah.
and you ever seen that clip of Rage Against the Machine cursing on BBC?
No.
It's funny. Like he's like there's like a build up to it. And he's like, They keep
Yes, I
keep
have.
telling me.
Yeah.
They keep telling me.
No,
They keep telling me not to fucking curse or whatever it is.
No, it's fuck you. I won't do what you tell.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell.
And then they cut away and they're like, well, we'll be back on on Swedish Television 1. But so the Winklevosses are.
It is the most genuine case for eat the rich I've ever seen.
They
Like more so than Bezos going to space. This is more offensive than Bezos going to space.
But also don't. If they were to just say,
not that either is offensive.
You know,
You know what I mean? No, I mean but this is offensive. Bezos going to space is really offensive.
what if they just said like, I don't know, we stink.
If you'd have to be like TiVo-esque, where you're like, look, I know I fucking suck, but like it's fun and they let me do it.
Yes.
But even then, just like when you tell a kid, you're like, some things just because you can do it doesn't mean you get to do it. Just because
I agree.
Just because you have the ability, but you don't have the ability. Just because you have the resources to do it.
But also, what's the point of earning all that money if you don't do the crazy things that like money can buy? It's like I can't just go become like a rock star, but these guys can because of like their status and their money.
No, you can, Kevin. If you want to do Saturday night, if you want to just turn that into a rock show, you can do it.
Yeah.
You'll look like an asshole,
right?
And people will be furious. But
I guess if I just
it'll have the same reaction this has.
Like
fuck these guys.
But this is what I'm saying is that like so in an alternate universe, if I had like my dream, I would be a fucking rapper. But I know that I can't be a rapper. Well, it's a towel shirt. You're good. Terry cleans you up. But I know that I would look like an absolute buffoon if I ever performed a rap song on stage. But I'm not going to do that, even though I love it. And that is a passion and would be a dream of mine. I'm too much of a pussy. Those guys probably go up on stage. They got to have some awareness that they're not that good. And they're like, fuck it. We're just doing it because we love it. That, to me, is actually kind of badass. Like we don't care.
But here's the deal. If they rolled up, like, drove in their car, popped on stage, whatever. Like Theo Epstein does that kind of shit. Fucking Peter Gammon just do it with They was called the hot stove. There are people who got famous for other reasons who then did music because it's like, whatever, I got to follow it. People come out.
Right.
They're rolling on their own tour buses.
Yeah.
They each have their own tour bus.
Right.
If you just roll up, I mean, obviously they have some amazing car, whatever it is, but you roll up in your car, you pop on stage, do a few cover songs,
the
whatever.
security guards or whatever. Hey, buddy, what's up? We're on stage
But like when
tonight.
you're fucking in a tour bus, the Mars Junction.
That's tough. Yeah, you can't.
Because that means you are taking yourself too seriously. Yeah.
But what if even that? What if it was like, I want to live like the rock star life. Like, I know it's silly, but I'm doing
the
it.
rock star life.
But like
you already live it. No one's fucking you just because you have a tour bus.
Yeah, you're already getting it.
Billions of dollars.
So you're saying there's just a couple things that you do that take it too far. Yeah. And this is all predicated upon the idea that you have to come out and say, like, I know we kind of suck. You know who does this?
We don't kind of suck. I know we are the worst band you've ever heard.
James fucking Dolan does this. JD and the Straight Shots. And I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Yeah. He opens for the Eagles.
He can kind of shred though. He can blow them sticks.
But he sucks at singing.
Oh, I've never heard him sing.
You know what it is? He plays the kazoo.
Kazoo, that's
so fuck that.
Yeah.
Because the harmonica is kind of cool, but the kazoo is gay.
Nah,
the kazoo is so gay.
Play the kazoo?
Shout out to Proud Month. I'm not saying they're hard. I mean, is it a kazoo like this? I don't think so.
Yeah, kazoo. It's like one hole, I think. There's at least a hole in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get up there and play the recorder. That's Hot Cross Buns is where I check out. But like I think he plays for the Eagles because like I don't know, it's probably his favorite band and he pays them to open. And then he opens at like Madison Square Garden in front of a sellout because he just can do that. And I'm like, fuck you, James Dolan. But also, it's just like when you're a little kid and you play pretend, these guys are able to just play pretend, but in real life.
But you're a fucking loser. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Like.
But why not spend your money in that way?
Because you're just understand it's like you're passing by. Like I would never do anything like that. Not because I'm a pussy. Not because I'm scared. That's not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a.
Yeah, you're
loser.
playing imagination here.
Yeah. I don't have to play pretend.
Yeah, it's like funding a whole movie production, even though you suck as an actor.
Right.
It's like this is just stupid.
It's just I'm aware of what my abilities are.
But
like I don't want to have 400 people pretend to think I'm good.
Yeah.
At this fucking thing. I know
That's why punk is so awesome because they are good.
Yeah, because
it's a joke, and they started it as a joke. It went the other direction.
Right.
They started as serious, and maybe could salvage it if they openly say, "Hey, we're these two Ophi giants. We suck." Punk started out being like, we're a bunch of clowns. Oh, wait a minute, we can shred, I can sing, you can write, you can drum, you know. So, you know, I guess when you lose all your money in Bitcoin, though, you got to fucking start working those rooms.
Yeah.
Got to work that open mic circuit and get some fucking money playing at. I think they were at Dewey Beach. Which is crazy. All of the tweets are funny too because people are there for like other reasons, and they're like, the Winklevosses are about to take the stage,
Right.
and then they're all like, it's actually the actual Winklevosses. What the fuck is going on? So shout out to those idiots. Turns out, you know, you can be like tall, good-looking, handsome, Harvard, rich guys and still be fucking dorks.
How about that?
Like honestly,
What a surprise.
like you know, you and me walk into a room and those two guys walk into a room acting like how they act and acting like how we act, and I think like 95% of women would or whoever would like gravitate towards us.
That's a high number because I would just be in the corner by myself, uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I think that even that would work better.
Like, what's that little weirdo doing?
I bet you if it was like. If it was the Winklevosses being like, so, you know, how much crypto do you have? And the other one's like, have you ever heard me play the guitar? And they'd be like, my boyfriend's over there. And you just go sit with the guy depressed in the corner drinking whiskey. And she'd be like, can you just pretend to be my boyfriend for a minute? These two guys fucking suck. All right, we'll wrap it up here. Every day, 3 to 5 Central Time, KFC Radio. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Live show, an actual live show, Saturday night at Park West Theater. A few tickets left, so I think it's like we're at like 600 sold out of like 700. It's upwards of
Link
1,000.
in the bio. So like right below this video, the
link below to buy, and then we also have the meet and greet at Barstool River North on Friday in the afternoon. To come through, you get a few free drinks and some food, and you can all hang out with us. So that's the link below on YouTube and all of our social media as well. And so all week long, we'll be working in the Chicago guys and kind of chopping it up here, having just that summertime shy.
Summertime shy.
We'll see you guys tomorrow on KFC Radio.